Happy Halloween, Scorpio. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Scorpio, let's take a look at your reading. Special quickie for Halloween. We have the card of Supernatural. This is all things otherworldly. The feeling that I'm getting around this for you, it's about intuition. Develop your intuition, or maybe even your own psychic gifts. We have the card of Bat. And bats, of course, they get that the saying blind as a bat, right? But bats sense a lot of things. That's how they fly. That's how they move around in complete darkness. So there's a feeling here that I'm getting of darkness, of being in the dark, but needing to sense your way out of the dark, being intuitively guided out of that dark space. Some of you may be staying in that dark space maybe a little bit too long, and if you listened, if you tapped in and developed that more intuitive nature, I feel like you'd be getting out of that faster. Dark night of the soul energy is what I'm picking up, that bat, you know, being in the cave, like it's kind of like being in the hermit cave, getting to those dark places, seeing things about ourselves that we don't like that come from those dark places. It's very confronting kind of energies. Now we have Azazel up here, and he's the guardian of the goats for his traditional part in the rite of the scapegoat. Yeah, so that's where we get scapegoats from, guys. Before it meant being the fall guy, it was part of an ancient Semitic ritual in which a goat was symbolically given all the sins of the people and sent out into the wilderness as a sacrifice to the goat demons. And the chief of those wild goat demons was Azazel here. Yeah. Scapegoats. Who's taking the blame here? Maybe you're the scapegoat. Maybe someone around you is the scapegoat. It feels like someone is being scapegoated here. There's an energy around this of needing to focus on fairness and offering equal praise for success as well as blame for mistakes. So let's see here, guys. The scapegoat. Could be you, could be the other way around. This can be reversed energies, or if you're cross-watching, this could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. I've already meditated on the energy. We've got the Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. This feels to me like doing the work to move on from... Okay, for some of you guys, you may have been dealing with a narcissist, someone who... You know, for some of these people, they may actually be looking at themselves rather than blaming others. Gosh, that's a turn up for the book. So, okay, let's have a look here, guys. See which way this goes. Temperance. Yeah. It feels like getting back into balance, whereas someone here may have spent most of their lives blaming others for their circumstances, blaming others for where they managed to end up in life. But now it seems like that's being brought into balance here. Someone may be finding some serenity, some peace. And we've got the Hermit in reverse. And it's as a result of doing some, I feel, the inner work here, facing those demons. Okay, let's see where this goes, guys. Interesting reading, Scorpio. And if anyone can do this, you can. I mean, transformation in spades, right? Look at that, the Five of Swords in reverse. Can we really be talking about someone here who is possibly a reformed narcissist? I don't know. Let's continue on here. We've got the High Priestess, there's spiritual work being done. Wow. Someone's seeing the error of their ways here, guys. That's pretty intense. Now, this won't be for everyone. I don't want you to think that all narcissists can be saved. But this person may have had just some minor narcissistic qualities. They may not have been a full-blown narcissist, because I do feel like in the past they have scapegoated. But this time it feels like they have to look within. They have to really see the part that they've played here. In their current circumstances, which I feel is very much this dark night of the soul energy. We've got the Four of Wands in the reverse. It feels like going to that uncomfortable place, needing to not be comfortable in order to go through this spiritual transformation. So it could be talking about someone who literally has to leave a place of comfort, get out of their comfort zone in order to face this. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. It feels like dealing with an ending, something that's happened already. And I get this energy of like, we can rebuild him, this it's kind of like the $6 million man, isn't it? If anyone who's old enough to remember that one. But like, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. This man's all in parts, right? Needs to get pieced back together after this Tower event. Okay. Destruction of an ego. The total collapse of an ego. Someone here had to be very, very, I get a place of incredible discomfort, to go through something that felt very, very painful. I get severe circumstances. And we have the King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, again, I get this is I get emotional trauma. I feel like there's a lot of anger within this person. Again, I get scapegoat. I feel like this person has scapegoated others in the past. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Death card in reverse. So who are they scapegoating? Well, it seems to be this Queen of Cups energy here. So it could be you, Scorpio, that feels like you've been scapegoated here. But look who they're trying to scapegoat. It's a card of innocence. It's a card of someone who is a healer. So you're a healer, but you've been cast in the role of scapegoat by this person. Okay. We've got the Ace of Swords and the Moon. This person is going to really have to deal with something very dark inside them. Why they've scapegoated someone who is innocent. They've used someone as a pawn. And they're having to face the consequences of doing that, using someone who is innocent. And we've got the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, until this internal work is done, this person cannot move, I get that, needs to remain as they are in this darkness. When we talk about the bat and intuition, it's about generally trusting that inner voice to guide you in the dark. Of course, it's about going into those dark places so that you can put that inner knowing to the test. Doing that work, it's not about staying away from dark thoughts or bad feelings. It's about knowing how to pull yourself out of that darkness when you get there. It's about being able to walk through the dark while seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So there's someone here being guided to tap into the subconscious with this Ace of Swords and the Moon here, to gain clarity, to peek into the cave, into the dark cave, into those dark spaces, to dig in, to face the good, the bad and the ugly, to allow the intuition to guide, to not fear that, to feel the vibrations, to come into genuinely doing the spiritual work. It's not an easy energy, it's not a glamorous energy, but Scorpio, you know that. This is deep and it gets ugly. And it takes honesty, an honest look at the parts of ourselves that you may have tried to hide, you or the other person, and why you've scapegoated someone who was innocent in this. Of course, once you go through this, you have to get to the other side. So it's about seeking that guidance, seeking that healing in the dark, finding your way out, stepping out into the light, and then putting what you've learned into action. And I feel like this person cannot do that until they face this darkness within themselves and why they've done this. Why they've scapegoated. Yeah, this person has to literally hit absolute rock bottom, whatever that means for them, before they can dig their way out. They've suffered some kind of major ego defeat, which has caused their world to crumble, but it's happened so that they can build themselves up on a stronger foundation, a more spiritual foundation, and not this ego gratification. Now, this could take some time, if this is you, or if you're someone here who knows this person. It could be a lover, a friend, a family member, someone who is at absolute rock bottom and needs to go into those dark spaces to face. It's like they have to face like a death of who they were in order to be more to the light, really. That's what I'm feeling. And I think it all comes down to the realization that they've scapegoated a really good person. Before, they may have been able to live with this kind of thing by scapegoating people who they believed were really not very good people. But this is a good person that they've scapegoated, and they can't understand why they've done this. And this is really causing them to look at themselves. And I think that they absolutely must, to gain this clarity of why they've done this, why they felt the need to scapegoat. Let's get a card from Guillermo del Toro. Blaming someone else for... I feel that this is a pattern. This person may be a narcissist, or they may just have some narcissistic tendencies. They may not be full-blown narcissist. But whatever this is like the tearing down of that narcissist ego, so that they really have to face themselves. Yeah. So let's have a look here. Message for Scorpio around Halloween. Goodness. Okay, we've got the Valet of Goblets, and we also have there's actually another card there I'm going to pull out. We've got the Death card there as well, which makes absolute sense. Again, I get the Valet of Goblets, that feels more of an innocent energy to me. Let's take a look at that one. It's earth melted by fire. It's adaptable. It implies creativity and an artistic attitude. a probable lack of focus or an unclear objective. Okay. And, okay. All right. So this is about having a clear objective. Needing to get clear on their objective before they take action. Okay, well that's good. You know, it feels good. It feels like this person is pausing before they act to get clear on why they're doing this. Okay, so they may have normally been someone who's scapegoated, but it seems like they are pausing here before they scapegoat somebody. Hallelujah. Especially if you're the person here who's potentially going to get scapegoated. You know, the death card, it's a card that usually shows a stark skeleton wielding a scythe over the remains of shattered corpses. And it's an important card, and it's your card, of course, Scorpio. It's not a literal death. It's interpreted really about transformation. You know, it's much more open-ended energy. It speaks of rebirth, renewal, radical change. You know, the scythe, right? The scythe cuts the fruits of the earth, prepares the fields for spring. The old must die in order to give way to the new. The earth dies to be reborn. The wings reinforce the idea of transformation and change, and the head, blinded, suggests inevitability and equity of renewal. So this announces personal transformation. As a result of being at this crisis point, this person is in a crisis point, health, money, job, love, the whole thing. The whole thing's a crisis. But these crises, they're coming with benefits, but they're also coming with the need to sacrifice. Yeah. It feels like a whole bunch of things, actually. It feels like a whole bunch of things reaching a crisis point around this person. And a need to pause before taking action, before taking any kind of action. Yeah. And to act with more, act more from a spiritual point, from a higher point, rather than this scapegoating kind of energy, which I'm getting around this reading, which is not very good at all. It does seem, Scorpio, that this is someone who needs to go through, after hitting rock bottom, they need to rebuild their life from scratch. I feel that they can do this. It's going to take time. It's something that they need to do in order to rebuild their life in a much more pure way. And by pure, I just mean clear goals, knowing what to do next, understanding themselves, just a much clearer view of their life, the part that they've played in what seems like their own demise here, rather than scapegoating other people. And it seems like they're going to be in this energy for a little while, but if they can get through this over onto the other side, they'll know their path, they'll know their life's direction, and they'll be able to take action on that. But until that point, then I feel that they have to kind of stay still here and not take any kind of major action in their life before they get this clarity. So I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio, and wish you all the best. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com, or you can click on the Etsy shop link below, and that way you can go directly to my Etsy shop and purchase there. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a comment down below, I tend to get a little bit buried here on YouTube, so anything you can leave me a hi, happy Halloween, whatever you like to say, that would be fantastic. And Scorpio, please like, share and subscribe if you're a newcomer. And if you're interested in joining my band of gypsies, you can click on the join button below for ways to support my channel. Wishing you the best with this, Scorpio. Please take care and happy Halloween.